Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam. This is MUFC Transfer Talk number 36. Today's headline has obviously been the news that Real Madrid may come back in for David de Gea. Now I've got a hell of a lot to say about that situation, and of course we'll be discussing plenty other transfers that could go down throughout this summer. Who's coming in next at Old Trafford after Romelu Lukaku? And of course, Victor Lindelof came through the door. And of course, who's going out after Wayne Rooney's exit? There's so much bits of transfers to go down. Yet for Manchester United, there's still plenty left to play. So hope you guys are all doing well. James, Josh, Carl, Abdul Nasser, Amrit, Andrew, everybody, thank you for getting involved. I will try to read through most of your comments or answer most of your questions. But of course, if I don't get to them, I do apologise. Naughty Sausage says, happy haircut. Thanks, mate. I did need it indeed. And thankfully, it's come out all right. So not too bad. Yes, Amin, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well. What you doing tonight? A little bit of pro clubs action later, yeah? Let me know about that. It's funny, yeah. Me and my mates on a Friday night would usually be getting wild, going out there on the town, getting smashed out of our faces and not coming home till the next morning at around 9 a.m. But nowadays, we're old, we're finished. Our days are over and we sit there playing pro clubs. Subajit, Jonas, Michael, Sina, what's up, what's going on? Zach, I'm doing well. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. And Bad Brad says, no, De Gea needs to stay. Idris and Randy are in the house as well. So just to recap, if you haven't seen it already, then of course I will recap this news for you. It is a little bit old news. It came out last night at around 10-11 p.m. and it was in all the newspapers today. And basically what it was that Manchester United were bracing themselves for a bid for David de Gea from Real Madrid. Now obviously all summer we've been expecting it. Towards the end of last season, I started kind of saying my goodbyes to David de Gea. I thought Dave was off. I thought it was blatantly obvious that he would be heading to Spain. He didn't play in our final game against Ajax in the Europa League. Of course, though, that wasn't a surprise because Romero had played all the way through that tournament. But it kind of felt like David de Gea would be on his way from Manchester United this summer. And then the reports in Spain were saying David de Gea isn't wanted by Real Madrid. He isn't one of their priorities. They will be looking to spend big money elsewhere. Kylian Mbappe is likely to go into Real Madrid. And that because of the performance of Kylian Mbappe over the last 2 seasons, when Real Madrid have won back-to-back Champions League, when Real Madrid have reclaimed La Liga crown, Real Madrid weren't too keen on rocking the boat there because Kylian Mbappe was loved. That was the sounds that were coming out from Spain. And now the British press today say it could be all back on again. Now, obviously, United were in negotiations, if you believe the rumours, for Alvaro Morata. And Real Madrid dragged their heels over that one. They kept saying 60 million and then 70 million, 80 million, 90 million euros. They kept upping the price. Whenever United would make an offer, they kept upping the price. They didn't play ball with us for Alvaro Morata. Now, Alvaro Morata is a player that is sitting on Real Madrid's bench, and they didn't play ball with us. If they wanted David de Gea so bad, and United are prepared to look forward without David de Gea, then surely that was a time where they could have been reasonable with us for David de Gea. They didn't. They didn't play games when we wanted Alvaro Morata. We turned around, we got Romelu Lukaku. Fuck yourselves. But now they want David de Gea. And you hear about £60 million and you think, David de Gea is worth at least more than £60 million. I would say double £60 million just to be a starting price. And that's the kind of demands we should be making from Real Madrid for David de Gea. This is the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't want to hear about Neuer. I don't want to hear about none of that. David de Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. Pound for pound, best. He's only going to get better. He's very young and he's already a boss. He's already the main man in his position. And if Real Madrid want him, cough up big bucks. And I'm talking triple figures in a fee for David de Gea. This is what Manchester United should be demanding. We should not be making it easy for them to take David de Gea off us. Because they've never made it easy for us when we've been buying their players or trying to buy their players, have they? They've never made it easy for us. So why should we make it easy for them when it comes to David de Gea? Now, I also don't feel like David de Gea is one of those players that is going to force a move out of Manchester United, that is going to throw his toys out of the pram, that is going to kick up a fuss and say, get me out of here now. I don't feel like David de Gea is one of those players. And for that reason, United shouldn't accept any of these bogus offers from Real Madrid, if any do come, because they're not worth it. Unless you're talking 100 million plus, forget it. Forget it. You've just seen Kyle Walker go to Manchester City for £50 million. £50 million. £50 million for Kyle Walker. We've seen Romelu Lukaku, who's one of the best players in his position as a younger player, for £75 million. But David de Gea is the best player in his position, and he's only going to get better. And he isn't even at his peak yet. So you're buying him and you're going to get at least... How old's David de Gea now? 24? 25? So you're buying David... He's 26 now. You're buying David de Gea. You're going to get... Because goalkeepers get better with age and they last quite long. You're going to get at least 8-9 years out of David de Gea. So if you want him, cough up big bucks. It's that simple, Real Madrid. Cough up the big bucks. Don't be fucking around with United. And United shouldn't be making it easy for them either. And I don't think we will. To be honest, what have the British press got right this season so far? Absolutely fuck all. They didn't have a clue about Victor Lindelof. They didn't have a clue about Romelu Lukaku. All summer they've been saying Romelu Lukaku's on the way to Chelsea. And then he joins Manchester United and they say, yeah, we told you that. No, you didn't. You didn't know that. And now they're saying suddenly they know everything about David de Gea. So I take it with a pinch of salt. Unless Real Madrid are giving us Bale or Ronaldo or someone like that, they can fuck off. United shouldn't play ball with them. But it's also said that Jose Mourinho is pretty relaxed about the future of David de Gea because of the fact that we do have Joel Pereira and he sees such a bright future in him. The problem is, Joel Pereira isn't ready to be our number one goalkeeper now. And David de Gea truly could be the difference between winning a trophy and not winning a trophy. And I feel like we should at least keep him for another year now. I don't feel like Dave's forcing this move. So why should we bend over and sell him? Fuck that. No, let's not do that. Around 350 people watching at the minute. Thank you all for getting involved. Make sure you hit that like button and of course share or subscribe as well. J-Man says De Gea will stay. Michael Cole says agreed, Adam. I feel the same. David de Gea says Darren G. You are right, says Amir. Fuck Real, they can kiss United's ass, says Tito. What else we got saying? Morata and Ronaldo only way, says Amir. DDG did well not to sign the Madrid shirts. I don't know what you're on about there, mate. I hate seeing De Gea's name alongside the words Real Madrid. It's also easy link to make, given the fact that Manchester United and Real Madrid are in the same place. They're training in the same area. They're both training at UCLA at the moment. So it's easy for them to make that link. Obviously, United are going to be playing Real Madrid on the pre-season tour as well. So it's easy news for them to make. I'm not saying that David de Gea will not end up at Real Madrid this summer, because it's a big possibility. But if United make it easy for them, if United just give them David de Gea for a ridiculous fee like £60 million, they all need slaps, because he's worth at least double that. United should be getting at least the figure that we got for Paul Pogba. Because how are we going to be selling him for cheap? 60 million euros or 60 million pounds, whatever the fuck it is. It's too cheap. Sumanu, thank you for getting involved in the comments. Viva Ronaldo, says Matthew. Tim Shannon says, do I think Morata was Man United's first choice? No, I don't. I think Lukaku was. But I think it looked like Lukaku was going Chelsea. And when he became available, or when it looked like that, we could get him, we can steal a march here, I think Manchester United just did that. It's interesting today that there was murmurs that Bakayoko's move to Chelsea had fallen through, or was about to fall through, but he's been at the Chelsea training ground, so I'm not sure how much truth is in that. But imagine if that move fell through, and Antonio Conte would absolutely lose the plot. That would be quite funny, wouldn't it? Over 400 people in here now. How have we not hit 100 likes yet? What the fuck's all that about? We should be on at least 200 likes, guys. Sort that out. Hit that like button. And of course, get your questions in as well, because we will be reading as many questions and answering them as possible. I will be watching the game tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm not out there. Would love to be out there. I'm trying to get out there for the Real Madrid game. So fingers crossed on that one. Wing, how you doing? Thank you for coming back. Dave Johnson says, have you seen what Sky Cave has tweeted? Now, he is fairly reliable, so let me just check what my man's on about. Oh, Jesus Christ. Inter Milan have asked Manchester United about taking Anthony Martial as part of deal for Ivan Perisic. Inter Milan can go fuck themselves about have Anthony Martial for Ivan Perisic. Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss? Ivan Perisic is a squad player for us. If he comes in and replaces Anthony Martial, I will be absolutely fuming. Jose Mourinho would need a slap if he let Anthony Martial go. And that's, to be honest, Anthony Martial is one of the most talented younger players in world football. We need to develop his talent at Old Trafford. We don't need to be letting that talent go. Now, all summer, from Anthony Martial saying that the rumours aren't true, from his agent coming out and saying he's had a discussion with Ed Woodward and his player will be staying at Manchester United. From what you hear from the player and his agent, Anthony Martial's staying at Manchester United. I think Inter Milan are trying their luck. They're trying to move. Martial's worth more than Perisic. You're going to give us money and Perisic for Martial? Shut the fuck up. Get out of here if you want money. And Martial. For, what are you got? Are you on crack? Are you on crack? Get the fuck out of here, mate. Oh, God. These Inter Milan are on a mad one this summer. We should stick 2 fingers up to them and do one. Do you know that? What's up with the Bakayoko situation? Bakayoko's signing for Chelsea, mate. That's what's up with the Bakayoko situation. Prashu, how you doing? Red Army says Inter can fuck off. Martial will probably have a solid season, says Avinash. Martial should stay, says Amir. No way, never, says Paul. Stay off the drugs, kid, says Mubasha. Calm down, Adam. Inter are just having the damn right they're having a laugh, Jay. Someone find De Gea a new girlfriend in Manchester, says Abu. Drunk Inter Milan, says Amir. Perisic can fuck off. Martial is red, says Red Army. Real and Inter can fuck themselves, says Nate. So there's a lot of comments that are very, very similar to that at the moment. And I know there's been 1 or 2 moaning about the language on here, but you guys have just made me swear, so apologies. But it's these lot's fault. I'm reading out their comments. Fuck yourselves, Real. That's my comment. Anyway, around 150 likes now, so you guys have kind of sorted your acts out. But now that we're close to 500 viewers, you have to get them up again. We need at least 100 more likes. What's going on, guys? Close to 13 minutes of the live stream now. If you're just joining us, then we've been talking David de Gea. David de Gea has obviously been linked with Real Madrid for a very, very long time, ever since he joined Manchester United. And now it seems like Real Madrid are back in for him, or at least that's what the British press, who haven't got anything right yet, want you to believe that David de Gea is in the eyesight of Real Madrid. £60 million you're hearing bandied about. £60 million. £60 million for David de Gea. No, don't get me started on that again. I've already had a little rant about that today. I am not getting started on the fact that £60 million is the price that you're hearing about at this moment in time. Shit. That's funny as fuck, that is. Joe Hart has ended up at West Ham United. How about that? Joe Hart ended up... Do you remember when the press were linking him to Manchester United? Joe Hart being linked to Manchester United, and now he's ended up at West Ham. You know what? They suit each other. The both teams and the players that think they're better than they are, they suit each other. Joe Hart's dog shit. West Ham are dog shit. Welcome to each other. Now fuck off. Thank God that rumour's done and dusted, because it was doing my head in about John Terry. Sorry. I heard that too earlier in the season. Thank God he ended up at Aston Villa. But Joe Hart to Man United. Have a day off there. What's going on? British press. Well, it's bullshit, says Ines. Roma said no to Nangalan, says Alan Garcia. I'm not sure, mate. Yash says he loves the live streams. Thank you, Yash. Thank you for getting involved. This is the number 36 of the transfer window so far. We've done 36 live streams so far. We've been getting good numbers on them. Lots of new subscribers as well. Trying to hit 40,000 subscribers by the start of the Premier League campaign. Use that are helping me do that. We hit 36k this week, and now we're on our way to 37,000. So thank you, whether you've joined us for one or two of these live streams or you've joined us for all 36. Thank you very much for getting involved, guys. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, we're trying to really kick things off here on Adam McKola TV now. Got FIFA 18 content coming up next season. We got cheeky chats with Dave from Cheeky Sport coming up regularly next season as well. All talking Manchester United. We've got loads new stuff coming for you, so make sure you keep it locked right here. Avinash says Telegraph reported Matic didn't follow Chelsea squad for the tour. Yes, but it does look like Matic is on his way to Italy. Whether that's Inter Milan, Juventus, I'm not too sure. But it looks like Chelsea will not be selling us Nemanja Matic. They weren't keen on selling us Nemanja Matic before, of course, we signed Romelu Lukaku. And now that we signed Romelu Lukaku ahead of him, then obviously it's a no-brainer. Abu says, read James Robson's tweet. I think I just went on there and I've seen the West Ham Joe Hart stuff, which made me piss my pants. And I've seen, of course, the stuff about David de Gea not signing a Real Madrid shirt. Apparently he was offered a Real Madrid shirt to sign by a fan and he refused to sign it. So that's good. Well done, Dave. You're playing the role well there. So well done to David de Gea. Thank you for the nice comment, Clintine. What's your expectations on the coming season, mate, says Dave. I did speak about this a little bit earlier on today on Full Time Devils. We did the live preview for the Alec Galaxy game. You can watch that back as well, so go and check that out if you missed it live earlier on today. Obviously, after we finished here, don't be going nowhere yet. And make sure you share this video, get your mates involved, like, comment and subscribe as well. Over 500 people in here at the moment. We're used to around 700-800 average. We have hit highs of 1,200, so we're hoping to keep that going. So keep telling your friends to get involved as well. But obviously it's Friday night. We got the Mayweather-McGregor press conference going down. We know people are busy, but thank you to you legends that have joined us. Bosby says, De Gea, not for sale, motherfuckers. 500 plus viewers right now, says Sahil. Fuck Madrid, fuck into glory, glory, Man United, says Mark. We've had a few of those kind of comments today. 60 million pounds plus Ronaldo for Dave, someone has commented. That makes more sense, doesn't it? That definitely makes more sense. Right, guys, close to 200 likes, so hit that like button. Will you be the 200th? Make sure you check it. Wake up every day at 1 a.m. to watch you, mate, says Red Army. Thank you. Mason says McGregor or Mayweather now. I admire both of them. They're very, very great guys to watch. And I don't like UFC, but I like McGregor. He's probably made me watch the sport more than I have over the last couple of years. But for me, there's only one winner of this fight, and it's Floyd Money Mayweather. Sorry to you Irish lot. Some of you lot are crazy, man. I've had some of the McGregor lot on my case on Twitter last night saying I hate Irish people and everything. Funny that, because my mum's Irish, half my family are Irish, so I definitely don't hate Irish people. I'm just using common sense when I'm saying Floyd Mayweather is likely to beat Conor McGregor. Simon says he was number 200. Thank you very much, Simon, for being the 200th like. Who will be the 300th like? Hit that like button and tell me if you're the 300th like, and I'll read your comment out. Are we going to sign any more players, says Ajay? I think we will sign more players, to be totally honest with you, mate. I think we'll sign one or two more. Obviously, if we have a few players leaving Manchester United, then we'll have to replace them and sign players to replace them. But I think when you look at the squad that we've got at this moment in time, if you look at, yes, we could get rid of a few. The likes of Ashley Young could probably leave, and a few others that wouldn't affect things too much. But the majority of these players will form part of our squad next season. So then you look at who's going to come in. Perisic, will he come in? Will a central defensive midfielder come in? And I think if we got those two players in, I think that kind of ticks all the boxes for the business that we needed to do this summer. If anybody else leaves, then they leave. And then we have to move on and see who we replace from there. But I don't think any huge signings would be leaving in terms of big key players in the starting 11. I think the only one there's question marks over is David de Gea. You hear about Inter Milan wanting Anthony Martial. I hope Jose Mourinho tells them to go fuck themselves with that one. And of course, it's all a game for Inter Milan. They're trying to keep hold of Ivan Perisic. So they're going to be making all sorts of ridiculous demands of Manchester United. They've been asking for £48 million. United haven't been willing to play ball and offer that amount of money. And now they're saying they want Anthony Martial. Go fuck yourselves. We're not that far away from the £48 million mark anyway. So I'm sure if United were forced to do business, it would be at the full asking price rather than giving them one of the players that we actually want to keep. Mohammed, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. You're 20 minutes late, man. Where you been? I like him, but Ashley Young needs to go, says Colby. Smalling to West Brom, says Guru. I wouldn't be surprised if Smalling did leave Manchester United. Obviously, with Lindelof coming in, Rojo, I think, getting fitter earlier than expected. Twanzebe coming through. I think when the players that we've got at centre-half, Eric Bailly, Daley Blind can play there, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, I think there's bound to be one that has to leave. And it's looking like it could be Chris Smalling. Fellaini to Barca for 45. M1 Conejo, wherever you've read that, never read that page ever again. They are talking wet, mate. Do not do it. We are wasting time on Perisic, says Mark, who feels like we should move on to other targets. Inter Milan taking the piss now. Do we need to move on to other targets? ATF Deezy says Dave stays. I really hope that's the case. What happened to Ibra? Is he rejoining, says GGM UFC. Now, obviously, yesterday's live stream, we spoke about how Zlatan Ibrahimovic could be returning to Manchester United. Duncan Castles, who seems to be a mouthpiece of Jorge Mendes, Jose Mourinho, Gestafute, reported that Jose Mourinho had sanctioned an offer of a new contract to Zlatan Ibrahimovic because he was happy with his recovery. But then we also heard the British press again talking absolute bollocks. Well, I don't know if they were talking bollocks. They may not be. But they were saying that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is set to sign for LA Galaxy, United's opponents, on Sunday in the opening game of pre-season tour. So, conflicting reports going around at the moment. Now, the one that I would consider more reliable in these circumstances would be Duncan Castles. But, of course, he has got things wrong before. And you have to ask yourself, is Zlatan fit enough? If he is fit enough, and he's available to come back December, January and offer us a player in the squad, then Jose should do it. But if he's not, then we shouldn't, and he should end up at somewhere like LA Galaxy. So it remains to be seen. Let's hold tight on that one, but it was conflicting reports yesterday, although the more reliable one was saying he's going to stay at Manchester United, although that may not end up being the case. When does winning Champions League become a priority, says Nate Thomas? When we get our league title back, I would say, mate. Of course, it could easily be a case that we win the Champions League without winning the league, but bread and butter is the league. Once we win that, we get that back, then we can focus on really winning the Champions League. But stranger things have happened, and lesser sides have won the Champions League. It's not always the best team that wins the Champions League. At this moment in time, I don't think we're the best team in Europe, so I wouldn't expect us to win it, but anything can happen. Veal says, should we sign Alexis Sanchez? Now that's a little bit of a stupid question. Of course we should sign Alexis Sanchez. It would be amazing to sign Alexis Sanchez, but will we? I don't think we will. So moving on from that. We're close to 250 likes. Can you be the 250th or the 300th? Get your likes in. Harry Singh says, chances of us winning the Super Cup. We've got about 8 games until we play in the Super Cup in Macedonia. But of course we can win it. I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo will be playing for Real Madrid at that point in time. But even without that, they still have a very good team. But of course we can win it. Who read that news today coming out from Spain that Alvaro Morata, I've seen a picture of him as well, he definitely dyed his hair. But Alvaro Morata dyed his hair red in anticipation of his move to Manchester United. And then when the move fell through, he had to shave his head off. He shaved his head off, but you can still see red bits in his hair. If that is the case, that's very, very funny, man. Fucking hell. I hope that is actually the story, because that is quite funny. Him rocking up to training at Real Madrid with red hair because his move to Manchester United fell through. Aperv says he was the 250th like, but Nay Lin also says the same. So one of you needs to be the 300th like now. get your comments in, get your likes in. We've got over 500 people in the live stream on a Friday. I'm happy with that because you know what? Some people are doing shit on Friday. I should be doing some shit on Friday too, but I'm an old fogey now, so it's not happening. Andrew Malloy says that'd be really funny. I hope it happened, mate. Red Army says he saw it. Feel bad for Morata, says Alan. I agree with you. I feel a little bit bad for him as well. I did want him to sign for Manchester United. I came round to the idea of him coming to the club, and it was a shame that it fell through. But if you gave me the choice of Lukaku and Morata at the start of the season, I would have signed Lukaku for the simple fact that he's already ready for the Premier League. Mark says he's just subscribed and turned on post notifications live from New York City. Thank you very much, Mark, all the way in the Big Apple. Sharkitsa says, who is my top 4 for next season? United, City, Chelsea, and Tottenham. But the order I will give you closer to the time. I'll give you that. Someone asks if I'm shopping on Soho Road. How the hell can I be shopping on Soho Road if I'm live on YouTube right now, mate? Come on, use your brain. We are legends, says Ahmed. You are, mate, you are. Thoughts on Chamberlain would be cheap and can be used as right back as well as centre mid if Ferreira takes CDM roles as King Ibrahim. I mentioned on one of these streams before, I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain could get signed up quite cheaply because of the fact that his contract is expiring, as is usually the case at Arsenal. But he is one of their players, besides from Alexis Sanchez, that I would actually take at Manchester United. Last season, when they weren't doing very well, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was usually one of those players that was battling and fighting for them, even if things weren't going his way. So, and he's got quality as well, can play in a number of positions, still young, going to get better. So it would be a good signing, but it's not a key signing, is it? It's one of those squad players. Dan's is watching in New Zealand. My cousin John's watching in Nuneaton. And Matic has not gone on pre-season training with Chelsea, says Lincoln. Yes, it does look like he's about to join an Italian side, though. Bonucci, what a bargain. Someone else said it was bargain of the summer as well, but I missed the name. I do apologise about that. But what a fantastic signing Bonucci is. If you think Bonucci is signing of the summer, hit that like button. Bonucci, fantastic signing. And for the money that they got him for as well. I think it was cheaper because of the fact he didn't want to leave Italy. If he wants to leave Italy, I think the transfer fee they could have demanded for Bonucci would have been absolutely fantastic. It would have been crazy for transfer fees. But because he wanted to stay in Italy, they could only get 40 million euros for him. Fantastic offer that they got there, AC Milan. Fantastic bit of business. And I would probably put them down as favourites to win the Europa League next season. I think they're around 12-1. If you bet, it might be a good bet for you to do that. Lukaku signing of the summer, says Mohammed. So hyped for FIFA 12, says Mazen. I think you mean 18, mate. Unless you're living back then. Don't know what's going on there. Do you think Lukaku will score against LA Galaxy, says Josh MUFC. Now, I will be doing a preview for the LA Galaxy game tomorrow. So keep it locked for that. Maybe we won't do a transfer talk. It'll be a LA Galaxy live stream preview. But keep it locked. Or I may do a MUFC transfer talk at 8 o'clock and then do a live stream preview later on. But keep it locked. We'll do that. Lukaku's not playing against LA Galaxy, I don't think. Jose Mourinho said Lukaku may not play in that one, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him or if he comes off the bench. De Gea's going to play 45 minutes and Joel Pereira's going to play 45 minutes. So it'd be nice to see Joel Pereira in between the sticks for Manchester United again. Veal says Kyle Walker, 50 million, FML, ha 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 ha. It is funny, isn't it? Thoughts on young Yuri Tillsman, says Danzino. Hasn't it signed for Monaco? I think it was a good sign. He was one of the first signings of the summer, wasn't it? Thanks for the comment, Muzama. Timbo, I live in LA and it says LA are having the worst season in years. They're sitting 16th in the MLS at the moment, aren't they? Unless things have changed there in the last couple of days. But 16th in the league. They've got Ashley Cole, they've got Giovanni Dos Santos, but they haven't got much elsewhere and they're not performing at this moment in time. I wouldn't be surprised if they played a fair few youngsters though, but United should go out there and absolutely batter them. Anderson Talisca, Ivan Perisic, Eric Dyer. I think United will sign these three players to Silva. I hope Manchester United don't sign Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer, Joe Hart, Those are two players that have sent me into meltdown this summer. I really hope none of the links linking United with those two players are true. And if they are true, United failed to get them. The David de Gea one, Real Madrid want David de Gea. Cough up some big bucks, Real Madrid, because he's worth more than you're trying to pay us at this moment in time. And you lot need to absolutely fix up. Colby says, any players you think need to go out on loan? I think there will be a few, but it's interesting. Like Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Twanzebe, they may need to go out on loan because if they don't get game time, they will need to. But it remains to be seen whether they get game time. I hope they get game time. As for Sam Johnston, looks like he'll need to go out on loan. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, Adnan Januzaj left on a permanent. Josh Harrop's left on a permanent. I think there'll be a few academy players we see go out on loan and leaving on full transfers. Guillermo Varela as well, another one that could potentially leave permanently. James Wilson, another one. So there's a few players there that I'd expect to leave Manchester United this summer. Deadwood to be sold this summer. Speaking along those lines, although I don't think any of those academy players are Deadwood, I just think they're unfortunate to have not made it here and they need to move on elsewhere to develop their talents. But Deadwood to go. The likes of Ashley Young may need to leave depending who we bring in. There's a few players that we could see leave Manchester United this summer. But anyway, guys, one of them that I hope do not leave Manchester United this summer is David de Gea. Been linked with a move back to Real Madrid. Well, back to Madrid to Real Madrid this summer yet again. But this time in the British press, Spanish press have been pretty quiet on it. And you think if something was going down with David de Gea, the Spanish press would be all over it. Talk of £60 million for David de Gea. Yeah, Alvaro Morata, they wanted £80 million. Real Madrid can go fuck themselves if that's the kind of offer they're willing to offer Manchester United. And they should be paying at least double that. Anyway, guys, this has been MUFC Transfer Talk number 36. It hasn't been a record-breaking one, but I've enjoyed the chat nevertheless. Close to 300 likes. So if you're still here, make sure you hit that like button and help us get to 300 likes before the end of this live stream. And for now, guys, I've been Adam McKola. This has been Adam McKola TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow, we'll have MUFC Transfer Talk number 37. And we'll also have the live preview for the LA Galaxy game, Manchester United's first game of pre-season. And we'll be live for the preview. See you then.